I'm Milan, how you doing?
Hi, Murdock. I'm well, how are you?
I'm blessed, black, and highly favored, and I'm so thankful to be having this conversation with you today. In case you just forgot, my name is Anthony Murdock II, but I go by Murdock. I'm a purpose-driven, action-oriented servant leader, proud product of the city. Shout out to the 317. I'm a lawyer by trade, I'm a professor by occupation, and a business coach by passion. And I'm super duper excited to talk with you today.
I'm excited to chat with you too. In case you forgot, my name is Milan. I'm from Northern Virginia, and I worked in the fashion industry for about 7 years and then pivoted to philanthropy. So now I work for Nimble Foundation. I am the director of fundraising and marketing. Snaps.
Oh, snaps. We're gonna snap today. So can I ask you a question?
Yeah, ask me a question.
So you said 7 years.
7 years.
And how long have you been in the city now?
I've been in Indianapolis for a little over a year and a half.
Using your lens on the industry and what you're seeing in the city right now, how remnant is it of what you saw before you got here? And then in what ways do you think it might be unique too?
Oh, that's a great question. I was pleasantly surprised by the fashion scene in Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. I was coming here for grad school in philanthropy, and that's what, honestly, the only thing I thought I was going to get. But I was really lucky. When I got here, I started working in a graduate assistant position with Pattern magazine.
Yes.
So I got plugged in like right away. Mm-hmm. Pattern was great because they had all these different events and kind of convening of the fashion community. Yeah. So it was just like a win for me. And yeah, meeting all of the creatives in Indianapolis just off the bat was fun to explore. Mm. Where are some of your favorite places in Indianapolis to shop?
Oh my goodness gracious, some of my favorite places to shop in the city. I don't have enough time to express, but right now, in case y'all don't know, we're in a beautiful black-owned establishment, the MELI Showroom in the heart of Fountain Square. And I actually got it on right now. Got the really dope brand, more equality, less ignorance, and a statement tee, and it's long sleeve. And then right down the street, got to go to Cargo Streetwear. Okay. And inside of Cargo, you're gonna find a number of different brands from across the world that they source inside of that boutique. But then you'll also find 2 flagship brands, that being Kamafi and Wishful Thinking. And right now, I have some wishful thinking right now. So that's my brother Ayo. I would probably go to the Studs, and I will go and support We Don't Run From Adversity, because we're not. I'm not gonna run from
Mike G, right?
Yes, and GP,
okay.
Mike G and GP. Shout out to my brothers. I would go to Nap or Nothing for sure. And right now, Nap or Nothing ain't on me, it's in me, because it's always Nap or Nothing. My brother Maxie is a mighty black man, and what he represents for the city is so important. So that would be a few different brands that I mentioned that I'm rocking right now. But there's so many more that I can mention that I don't have on. I heard the mayor say this a number of years ago, and it's that Indianapolis is the world's largest small city. And when he said that, I think he was attempting to balance the intimacy of this city, being so few connections away from the connection that you need, but also talking about how gargantuan of a platform that we have. And I think that Monty Matuka from MELI, and his mindset is so much bigger than his world, but at the same time, because of how he represents the city, it provides opportunities for other people. If nothing else, people like me, who I can't put the threads together, but I try and put them on. And because I put it on, look like I know what I'm talking about.
It's amazing how much talent is here in the city that has global recognition. I think down the street, Helen Hyde is also here. That was one of the few brands that I knew of when I was living in New York City, because I would see the bags everywhere. It's a different aesthetic, but still, like, I just love everything that Christian over there is doing as well. And I'm in leather today. I'm a big leather fan. And I think there's also a really interesting market here for thrifting. That's my favorite thing to do, one of my favorite pastimes when I first moved here. I am up in Broad Ripple looking at the Toggery boutique is one of my favorites. Was just there yesterday. That's actually where I got this sweater.
Look at you.
Because I feel like I have to throw things out there for the girlies that are also into streetwear, but might be like on my end of the spectrum that's a little in between. I will still throw a sneaker on with a dress, but still, I don't know. I like the thrifting threads and kind of mixing and matching different pieces.
Yeah. Oh my God. I got so many things to say.
Okay.
Gotta go back to thrifting.
We'll hold it thrifting.
No, because you made a great point. Number 1, Naptown Thrift. Gotta shout out to my brother Aaron Marshall from Naptown Thrift. Number 2, for all the sisters out there, Joy Lynn Thornton, Enjoy Vintage, amazing thrift. And I think she's purely e-commerce too.
Okay.
When you think about people that you look to that inspire how you see fashion, or even how you put stuff on, who might it be and why?
My fashion career was between New York City and Milan, Italy. I studied leather design when I was in fashion design school.
Really?
So yes, that's a fun fact. But so I don't know. I could go through a laundry list of different things that inspire me and influence me, but I can't say that I have too many people. I think I'm too fresh to Indy. I think I need more people to be exposed to here specifically.
So my influencers, I wouldn't even put on brothers, I put on sisters. So it's 3 black women, and I'm sharing this with you just off the strength, because you know you a solid sister too.
I feel like I can guess one.
You think?
I might be able to.
Can she guess? Who you think is one?
Okay, are they Indy based?
All for sure, all 3.
Is Kiara looking?
Yes!
Okay.
Let's go!
That's someone I would name too. As someone that I just think their personal style is pretty cool. It's very
Number
good.
2, Sydney Page.
Okay. I don't
Sydney
know Sydney.
Page. I've known Sydney for years. The 3rd one, and this isn't even necessarily for fashion, as much as it's just, this is a black woman with great influence and a true advocate for our city. I definitely say the Polished Lady. The Polished Lady. You know, if you go anywhere and you see that yellow, it's definitely gonna be Keelan McKee. And she do be putting it on.
She branded herself. She's one of the first people I met here that, like, just because of her personal brand, how she branded herself with that yellow, if I would see her at different events, like, I just already knew who it was.
It's just so much greatness in the city, you know, it's undeniable. So when you think about influencers for me, who I look to that aspire and inspire me, if it's not the brands I put on, it's gonna be people just like that.
I love that. So I guess as far as the fashion and culture scene in Indianapolis, outside of just like everyday dressing, what are things to do for people that are interested in fashion that maybe you might recommend, or I don't know, for someone else new here?
So it's like if you can just get connected to Cargo, if you can just get connected to We Don't Run, if you just connected to MELI, what's gonna happen is each of those entities host gatherings for brands. So more than MELI cares about telling you about how fire their clothing is, Monty does things like hosting First Fridays inside of Hart and Fountain Square. And when you come to First Fridays here, it's gonna be lit. For sure.
I've been to a few MELI First Fridays and they're pretty great.
I mean, they're incredible, but at the same time, you know this because you've been here, you're gonna see other brands from around the city here the entire time.
Right.
And I know for a fact, that's bred into the culture. Gatekeeping in many communities is championed. And it's championed because people believe that some folks are not deserving of opportunity and platform. And furthermore, I think gatekeeping is also deeply tied to an entitlement. And something that I love about the brands I mentioned, from the Maxis at Nap or Nothing, to the Mike G's and GPs that We Don't Run, to the Got Plays and the Smurbos and the No Logos, and I can name so many more. Inside of this city, we don't see gatekeeping as needed because more people need opportunities. And so instead of overseeing, if y'all picking up what I'm putting down, we provide opportunities to so many people. So again, if someone's coming here and wants to get tapped in, start with Cargo, start with MELI, start with We Don't Run, start with Nap or Nothing, or get connected with Katina over at the She Experience. And I promise if you tap one of them 5 people, the rest gonna take care of itself for sure.
You need collaboration to survive, to thrive, to grow as a company. I don't think companies excel very far without collaboration, working together in different capacities. I think being innovative. So with Be Nimble Foundation, we believe in creating generational wealth for communities of color. You know, the pathways that we look at creating that generational wealth, entrepreneurship is one of those pathways. Upskilling is the other pathway. Pattern, I would add as well.
Absolutely.
They have an initiative called Stitchworks. I don't know if you're familiar with Stitchworks.
Please tell me.
Okay, so Stitchworks is a cut and sew facility that's actually based in downtown Indianapolis. It's right by the public library, and basically you can go and take sewing classes. You can learn you can learn to mend clothes. You can make a jacket or pants or pretty much anything. They have different types of classes, but that's something if you're someone interested in fashion design specifically, that's pretty good. And when I was there, we were doing speaker series. So that's another event that you could attend. That's actually where I met Christian from Helen Hyde. And a few other different brands. Lux and Ivy is another vintage shop that's fantastic.
Wow.
Didn't mention them earlier, but they were also part of the sustainability series over at Stitchworks. They have a bunch of different fun things that you could do. And it wouldn't be a good thing for me to leave them out of the conversation.
That's a fact. And so in closing, here's my last question to you. Is you have been very efficient with your last 18 months. There's people who've been here for 18 years that ain't done what you did in 18 months. So that's, you know what I'm saying, respect is due. So what's your advice? Came here, got the job, they trying to figure out how to get tapped in, specifically with fashion, putting that stuff on, because clearly you know what you're doing.
Oh gosh.
What's your advice? What's your recommendation?
I always tell people to try everything. And so I would say try everything. Part of how I got super connected in the city, I mentioned Pattern, but also, entities like Indy Hub. Indianapolis is one of those places where you can really build the life and the career that you want for yourself if you give it a chance. I think it was one of the best decisions that I could have made. My career, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I am so grateful to have found it here in Indy. And for other creatives and entrepreneurs, especially in the fashion and culture space, there is something for you here. There's an entire community for you here. And I hope that it just continues to thrive and that the city itself will continue to support it as it has, as you can see through these different partnerships.